The grading scale this year is going to be based on a couple of different things. The first thing everybody wants to know about are the exams, the tests, the quizzes. We call these summative assessments. These are a large portion of what we're going to be doing this year. This is the point at the end of a concept where I'm going to be asking these kids to do reading, writing, speaking, listening, and show me that they can do it. If it's conjugating AR verbs, I want them to be able to write a letter to me telling me what they're going to do using AR verbs. Or if it's pronouns, maybe they can tell me, for example, who likes to do what. So these summative assessments will be based off of reading, writing, speaking, and listening, and we will have a chance to do retakes if the student needs, as long as they've met all of the standards throughout the chapter or meet them retroactively. The second thing, and this actually comes first, but I have it listed second because it is in the parent's mind and the kid's mind maybe not as important. Formative assessments are checks along the way that let me know how a student is doing. A lot of this is going to be based off of vocabulary and grammar. It's very hard to write in Spanish, which is a summative assessment. It's very hard to read, it's very hard to listen or speak if you don't have the grammar and vocab, which is the formative portion. So this formative portion, these will be before the summative assessments, but they aren't weighted as heavily because they're just a component of the summatives. It's a smaller piece. But we will be doing those throughout the year as well. Homework is listed as 10%. Homework and practice it's called, so we might have open notes tests or homework assignments or teaching videos that they watch. But that little portion is 10%. This is crucial to keep the kids moving throughout the year and guiding them on the right path. Blogs and journals, these are going to be, again, listed under the writing summative assessment, but they're pretty important, especially at the lower levels, to try and get these kids stringing words together and thoughts together into bigger thoughts than just very simple phrases like I walk. Maybe we can say something like I walk to the library and then I return home. That's a much bigger thought, and that's what we're going to be trying to do with our blogs and journals. That will fall into the summative assessments for writing, but it is one of the most important components. Now, people seem to think this one's a little funny, but to me, it's the information, not the grade. I know that everyone's grade is to get a 4.0. Everyone's, plan is to get a 4.0. Everyone wants to be the perfect student, but it's not about that in my class. I do want kids to do well. I'm not out to get anyone having terrible grades, but what I want is the kids to walk away understanding Spanish. I want them to know how to be able to do what it is that they're in my classroom to do. So it's not so much about the grade as it is about the information that they can get. Again, I listed here, I'll be updating PowerSchool as frequently as possible. Hopefully it won't go more than 2 weeks, as I said earlier. Late work. I don't plan on accepting any late work unless there's a good reason. Obviously, if you're missing because of whatever reason or you're absent, that's one thing. But if it's late and it's just late because the student was disorganized or lazy or whatever, I don't really want to be collecting late work. So missing work counts as 0 in the grade book. This retake is 1 per quarter within the original test. That's changed a little bit. We're going to have opportunities to do retakes on almost every assessment, but it's going to have to be within 2 weeks. We're still formulating this, but kids are going to have an ample opportunity to show us what it is that they can do. And lastly, plagiarism and Google Translate, they have consequences. You can't be doing that. You need to use your own brain. So yeah, that's how grading is going to work in my Spanish 1 course.